Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to City Skylines with the fix the traffic scenario. So I went to upload the second save from the second episode and it appears to have corrupted. Don't know what's going on. I tried a whole bunch of things, tried undoing all of my mods, tried doing everything I could think of. And instead of just going back to episode 1, I figured I might as well just start over. I've learned some things since then in playing on my own cities, and just talking to some people. So I think we got some really good things going on. What I'm going to do here today is we are going to basically focus on roads only, at least until I'm completely satisfied with it. We're going to take out a ton of loans because we're making a ton. And what we are going to do here, like I said, I've got some really good ideas on... Oh, hold on. Why did it do that? Why did it do that? That was weird. Anyways, so we got some good things. I'm going to go and open up these two regions, which we have. How many pieces can we unlock? I'm not real sure, but we're going to stick with these two for now because this will pretty much accomplish everything we need to do. And like I said, we're going to focus on roads first. And so what I'm wanting to do here is some pretty heavy demolition, and I'll go into why, and I think you'll like it. These roads are just so stinking ugly that I needed to... I think part of my issue was trying to work within the system, and since we can get some pretty hefty loans taken out, we can do some pretty hefty things. My goal here is to try and separate traffic, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate this here, or we're going to separate our two industrial areas are the main areas of focus at this point. So that we're actually going to do the things that I want to do first. And then we'll, like I said, I think it'll work. I hope it'll work. Because we're not really... There we go. Let's remove these two pieces. So what we already have here is a basic three-way system. And so I figured instead of keeping that ugly one, we would just go ahead and... Oh, this is Trixie. There we go. Go ahead and move right along and build a new one. Nothing too bad. And then, let's see, can we make another one right here? I don't think we can. I don't think so, which wasn't really my plan. What my plan is, though, is for over here to add another three-way. And then what we will do at that point is we will connect. And then this is pretty much a straight way. Only a little bit of curvature, not too bad. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add basically a point here that people can go and use. Obviously, this is mass transit, so we are going to focus on mass transit, guys. Don't worry. We will kind of get those systems into place. It's just right now, I think this would have such a positive impact on our traffic that we won't feel so entirely pressured to use absolutely everything in the book to try and fix our current condition. So simple as that. Why did it automatically go under? Oh, because it's a really, really steep road. That is really steep. Wow. So let's go ahead and do this. If that's what it takes. Nope, that was wrong. Oh. I hate this little underground button thing. I just want to delete all of it once. So again, what we're just going to try and do is just make some headway over here. It just doesn't want to cooperate with us. Now, admittedly, like I said, we have built a very steep part. And then we'll just pop out right there. There we go. And then everything will be hunky-dory. Probably not, but it's okay. And then we'll just switch that. So that way, these guys that are coming in from here can automatically go to this section of the road and then go straight into their industrial. So what we're also going to do, we're going to open up these little ways just a little bit for now. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and make this a one-way. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it a one-way going that way. That way that'll negate any guys coming in here. We don't really need this point. We can make them kind of diverge and go into traffic over here. And then what we really need to make sure of is our junctions here. We don't need a light. There's not going to be that much traffic coming in over in that section, so there's really no need. And there's certainly not need for a traffic light there. And then, yeah, we can force traffic to go that way. Now, sure, you're thinking, well, we got to connect to over here. We sure as heck do. And that should be relatively simple, because what we're also going to do is I don't think we'll connect directly right there. And we need to just curve this dude. That way traffic goes there, and then we can also kind of, oh, that's ugly. I want to try to make this as neat as possible as well. No guarantees because of things like that, but there we go. And then we'll just switch that. That way those guys kind of have instant access to go that way. What we're also going to do here is we're going to delete that, so that way people have to go around. That'll kind of prevent a buildup from there happening. We're going to come over here in just a second as well. And then we're also going to work on, a couple of you have said that modifying and providing services will actually increase the value of people's property, which is an issue we kind of had in the last episode, or in the last time. So that's something we'll definitely work on as well. And we also need to work on getting something going on here. And then we'll just kind of follow this little ridge line. There we go. That way that kind of goes underground, kind of sucking some life away from there. Since they technically don't have any more access at that point, then they'll start using that. Now we really have to work on this point, and there's just a couple of other things that we need to do. And this one's going to be a big one, because what I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to make a Cloverleaf intersection here, just much more compact. Now there is no guarantees that this can get prettied up, but I think we're gonna give it a go anyways. So let's start. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go from right here, and we're just gonna pop it right up. We'll go right there. So then let's go ahead and get our highway sections figured out. We'll kind of draw that point. And then, I mean, we'll lose a couple of houses. That's just unavoidable. And then we'll bend it just a little bit, just to make it to where it's not so completely ugly. Right like that. And then we'll pop this section up. And so that way, these guys can then come here. Oh, come on. We can do this together, right? We may have to just drop this down a level. May have to kind of do this number. Actually, that needs to be... Whoops. And then drop down to here, drop down to there. And then the same thing can kind of come over and do it on... Oh, come on, man. Let's get together and just get along. And we'll just have to do the same thing. Drop it down. Drop it down. Very nice. Now, of course, we need to direct traffic. Make sure it's going that way. These guys will go this way. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and get traffic to come in from under here. Right, like so. And then from... Actually, you know what? We could just do the same thing. Kill this trifecta of houses. And do it just like that. We gotta make sure we're gonna get underneath those pillars. I don't think we'll have an issue. And then just like that. Of course, boom, boom. Connecting back to the highway. And then we got to do our little off ramps. And the off ramps should be, like I said, they won't be super pretty, but they'll do. And then let's go ahead and build it from this ground up. And we'll switch it. And then do it over here. Oh, come on. Can you give me something a little... There we go. That's not too bad. And then, of course... yeah, from... Oh, come on. We can do better than that. I mean, that's really not too bad. It's still, I think it's still kind of ugly, but we'll be okay. And then we're just going to go straight from here. We're going to switch these up. These don't need to be one ways at all, actually. So we'll switch that up. And then, if anything, we can turn that there. Like I said, we're going to move these over here. Make them go that way. And then everyone will kind of be forced to use this exchange way, which we can create like that. And then, of course, we will connect. Still want to do this connection. We'll go underneath. Like so. And then we will pop back up. So that way they can still get to the connection there easier and everything will be hunky-dory. Now I'm going to one-way street a lot of places here in just a second because it is easier like that. And I think it'll just create a much better traffic experience for those trying to... There we go. I think that'll kind of solve things for a little bit. And then, we got to really work on this section too. Because there's a lot of missing roads. Roads that don't connect to one another. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And we'll just kind of randomly paint some roads and stuff. People like that. They like those little nice cute housing things. Now what we're going to do here, and this is also kind of important, is to direct traffic, we are going to make some one-ways. I'm going to make this whole thing a one-way. I was looking at this and watching traffic before the whole thing started, and we've got some major issues, including this little exchange right here. So we make it go that way, so that way people don't have to stop at a light. But we are also going to one-way traffic. Where is it? There we go. That's probably not necessary. Nope. We are going to one-way traffic this. We're going to make everyone go out. And then we're going to one-way traffic everything down this way. And we are also going to connect this point. Right, like here. And then that means all of this should be a one-way as well. Now everything else, it won't really matter. They can kind of go in and out all throughout here. It doesn't truly, and even honestly, this point doesn't have to be as, isn't as necessary. But what we're going to do here, we're just going to connect some things, because that's just really important to get places to connect. Just connect it all right there. Pretty much everything is connected. And then one of the last things I wanted to do was to maybe negate the need for some traffic issues here, is to simply connect this point. Oh. Connect this point onto the highway. We can just do that like right here. That way, if people want to avoid all of this mess, they can certainly do so. We're going to switch this up right there. Now, there is one last thing that I really wanted to do aside from these little joints. I'm sure you guys are really, like, frustrated at me right now, which is understandable. And there are a couple other places that I want to work on, but I may work on those off screen. So we're going to work on that right there. We got that going. To counter traffic here, I'm actually going to... no, because that's a good major straightway. That would be okay. We are just going to connect these parts. That's the biggest thing, is a lot of these things just kind of end. And that's not really going to help our traffic situation out at all. So we go here. All this stuff is just a little too steep to build on further, so I'm just going to connect them. Just because we can, pretty much. It's so ugly, but it works. Okay, and so here we go. We're going to come over here. We are going to one-way these streets as well. I want an entrance and an exit. And that's going to be the entrance or exit. That is going to be the entrance. That way we can hopefully get some traffic flowing over here. And then to kind of make things a little easier as well, let's actually bump that up. We'll make this a one-way as well. Again, just really trying to just connect things and make all that stuff work together. This way is still messed up. It needs to be going the other way. And then again, having all routes go out, having this one route to go in would be beneficial as well, and making all of these people go that way is okay. Yeah, I can be okay with that. Okay, and then the last thing, we do have a lot of industry that comes in through here. Now, a lot of people may disagree with this move, which is understandable, but I'm going to do it anyways. We're going to completely cut off this network. And what is this? This is a firehouse? Well, we'll go ahead and just drop them right there. And then we're just going to make a quick national road. Now, this obviously is just kind of like a highway. Nothing too fancy. Actually, I don't even know why we need... oh, because its speed is 90. That's why. And we're just going to have them come in right in the middle. Nice little bridge. This lane is slightly buildable, so I think I will go ahead and just have them come over these hills. And then we're just going to kind of do another three-way over the highway. Is that going to be possible? It may not be in this small section. There we go. And then just literally do some on-ramps and off-ramps, because it's really not all that necessary to have something super fancy over here. Slope is too steep. We do have a rather steep slope, don't we? Well, this will work. I mean, just super, super cut and dry. Super simple. That way they can get in and off of the roads. And let's begin. So everything's kind of getting sorted out. Everyone will get turned around where they need to. Now these guys will initially just be turning around because they kind of got stuck. No need for that junction there. And I think it's going to take a few cycles for people to get stuff figured out. Oh, they actually don't have derp. They don't have an entrance into here. Yeah, they do. They got that. They got that route. Oh, I see. It's technically easier for them to use that route. Okay. Well, then we will have to... Oh, this is a super easy fix. We'll just direct them to this point, and then direct them to that point. Then if they really want to, they'll have to get turned around. So this needs to be a one-way the whole way through. I forgot to do that. And I did want to thank you guys. Thank you for the feedback. The feedback is very, very helpful. It always helps me to get some good constructive feedback in. And this just needs to be a one-way just so people know. And then if people want to use these side entrances, they certainly can. Just really attempting to direct the flow of traffic in a positive way. People are already using this exit though, which is going to relieve a little bit of tension off of there. And we still, like I said, this will get figured out. Actually, we do have to worry about a junction right here. So I would definitely say make these people stop. There is no reason for a traffic light here. And they're all coming in and pouring in pretty well. A lot of people are using that. Let's see what our... Oh, it's at 63%. That's not bad. I do believe it starts out at 55. We've got a really big cluster here. So what's going on with these guys? Okay. Yeah, we've got lots of big issues here. Well, this is a two-way for one. So we've got that big cluster. People need to come in down here. They're using that. Like, I'm almost tempted to just cut these people off and make them come around. Because we got another, I mean, we just got a big O issue here. And I almost want to, like, just cut off these sections right here. Just to see what would happen. This traffic is a little bit stuck, but this is because this whole intersection's a little messed up. People are going good all right there. And then over here, we of course have trucks having to use this part of the industry, so it should work pretty well. We're up to 66% though. These people need house value stuff. So let's go ahead and drop some housing value things. Upkeep at 700 a week. Let's just get them some basic services here. That might drop the hazard down a little bit more. We got an average health of 68%. That's pretty good. We do need some... Oh, crime's pretty solid. There we go. Now what we can also do is we can also force some traffic laws. We can make some policies. So let's see. This doesn't affect the highways. But we're going to go ahead and build a couple of districts to try and raise everything up. Trash services is something we really need as well. It's something I've noticed. So like Valley Heights, we can set some policies, in which case Parks and Recreation adds moderate house value. We could recycle, and we don't really care about that too much. Now we could do some high-tech housing, which increases the land value as well. Not super concerned about that, but we will go ahead and work on trash. Landfill usage and incineration status. We don't have enough money for any of these advanced incinerators. But we do have one for these guys. So we'll go ahead and drop a dude there. Yeah, it's super clustered. And this will kind of stay an issue for just a little while. Like I said, give it a few cycles, and I think we'll be able to do some good. Low land value. We'll get it rolling. Now, we are kind of running a risk of losing a lot of people. And that's just because these values are down as well. So we'll do the same thing with the same policies. Because these guys do have some parks. So we'll do the same thing. We'll put Parks and Recreation. Free public transport, I don't really care so much about that. Education boost, yeah, we could use some education, couldn't we? Education isn't so terribly bad. Like, we could place an elementary school right there. Can't afford a high school at the moment, but that'll be okay. They got plenty of education, though. Ish. And then we should be able to see those things going down. Especially if we add some parks. There we go. So that should kind of bump things up, yep, as you can see. And then we're also going to tax them just a little bit more. Just to kind of raise that bar. Boom. So like I said, this first episode is pretty much just roads only, but as you can see, it's working decently well. We don't even really have much of an issue here with exiting traffic. It's mainly these two spots that are working really hard. But for the most part, I mean, look at that. That's pretty smooth compared to what it was. We do have a new building, I know. We have a crematorium. That's very good. Good for us. And then these guys are working nice and hard. There we go. 27, and we're making a ton of money now. So these will all get repopulated. And we'll be rocking it there. And I think we're doing a pretty daggum good job. We're at 70% out of 82%, and we haven't even touched any kind of mass transit. So we'll definitely be able to do pretty well come the next episode. Yeah! So I hope you guys don't mind that I started over. I do this occasionally, and especially, I didn't want to just give up once that thing was done, and I didn't just want to start over because I did have a lot of good ideas. This doesn't need to be there. Let's eliminate that. And it looks like these guys are literally just turning around. So if we eliminate that, that'll erase the need for that position. There we go. And then we... No, because people might get off on that. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't need to. And those kind of people need to get on, sure. But these guys, not really. Don't see hardly anyone using this one, so we're going to delete that. And that should also help with our traffic issues a little bit. I mean, if we force all of the industry to go in one direction, then it'll adjust accordingly. We'll get used to it. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Again, thank you guys for all of the helpful tools and tips and things of that nature. It has really been helpful, and I look forward to anything else you guys have for me. Other than that, guys, we'll see you in the next episode as we get into our actual mass transit ideas. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace!